If you thought that the coronavirus started in late 2019 and 2020, you're wrong. You're looking at evidence that the coronavirus was conceived even as far back as 2015. What you're looking at is a patent application for an idea filed back on the 13th of October 2015 with the US Patents Office, and it's shown here on the Dutch Patents Office website. Now you can see that the title of the patent is called System and Method for Testing for COVID-19. You might say to yourself, well, that's funny. I thought we didn't hear about COVID-19 until late 2019 and 2020. Therefore, this indicates that COVID-19 was planned well before 2019 and 2020. Before we look into the patent, let's look at who actually filed the patent. The inventor is listed as a British citizen by the name of Richard A. Rothschild. Yes, that's the Rothschild banking family, part of the group of people who are behind the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, Bank of International Settlements, and of course the World Economic Forum. These are the people. The Rothschild family is one of many who are behind the scenes, who are trying to manipulate the global economy so that they can have their Great Reset, which was just a rehash, a rename of the New World Order, where there's greater totalitarian control. Now let's translate some of the Dutch words in this screenshot into English so that we can all understand them. Before I provide you with evidence showing that this patent was filed in 2015, let's first look at what the patent is about. The inventor, Mr. Rothschild, has designed a wireless device that talks to your cell phone, and this device calculates your pulse rate and it also senses your oxygen saturation percentage in your blood. And then what happens is that that data is then sent up to the cloud, up to the internet, and it communicates with software online, AI software, as I will show you a little bit later as we look through the documents, to diagnose. AI will diagnose whether or not you have a viral infection such as COVID-19, as you can see in the second to bottom row. Then what will happen, as you can see, is that the smart application will notify medical staff that you have an infection. In other words, there will be a wearable that will talk to your cell phone via a fitness app that will communicate with the cloud, and AI will diagnose you with COVID-19. You won't even need to see a doctor or do any other tests. Now if you look at the red rectangle, you'll see the priority number and you'll see the last digits on it have on there 2015, of course 1013. Now let's look at what a priority number actually is so that you may know how we're decoding it properly. A priority number is given when an inventor and the applicant first files for a patent for an idea, and now we're going to look at the breakdown of the patent office number to show you the date. Now if we look at this website that describes how patent numbers are made up, then you'll see that patent applications, especially in the US, begin with US. Now you can see that our COVID-19 system and test priority number has US at the beginning of it. Then it says it's followed by the published year, which is 2015, and the patent number, which you can see there, 622-40783P, followed by, you've got a date. Now, that's the first proof that this comes from 2015, and we're going to show you another one, that this is well before 2019. If you look at a patent application from the US Patent Office, you'll see that the inventor is the same, Mr. Rothschild, and that there was a provisional application filed on October 13th, 2015. What you're looking at here is part of the patent document, and you'll see the dates show as November 2015, and this is part of the fitness app. Now what you can assume is that you're possibly going to see fitness apps having the ability to diagnose whether or not you have COVID-19 through their connection with AI coming onto the market sometime soon. What you're looking at now is part of the European Patent Register's documents for this patent, and you'll see that there's been work done on this patent as recently as the end of October 2020. So this is not a forgotten idea. This is an idea that's being developed right now. There was also work done on this patent idea somewhere around early January 2020. So this has been an ongoing process for the inventor, Mr. Rothschild, who obviously knew about COVID-19 well before it was declared a pandemic in early March 2020 by the World Health Organization. So that you know that I'm being truthful about this being related and sold to you as a fitness app, then you can see here it says ready to work out, and of course you can upload your data via Facebook, and this is about selling you a product that's going to monitor you and diagnose you with COVID-19 and sell it to you as some sort of fitness aid. So in other words, they're going to be monitoring you and collecting data. Now, just like some other fitness apps, this will record your heart rate, but it'll also record your heart rate variance. Now, your heart rate variance can give indications of your emotional state. Not your precise emotional state like happiness or whatever, but it can give indications that you're emotionally or psychologically distressed. And like other fitness apps, they'll track exactly where you've been on a map, so they'll know where you've started, where you've been, and of course through your cell phone that's going to share your location data, they'll know exactly where you are. They'll also know your heart rate and your heart rate variance, and from that they'll be able to detect aspects of your emotional state, especially when they compare your history of your heart rate and your heart rate variance. They'll be able to infer, using AI, what your psychological state might be at any moment. And in these two diagrams from the patent, you'll see that they intend using the cloud to communicate with your phone, and that the cloud will talk with a computer so that your data can be processed using AI. Now we'll look at instances of where COVID-19 is mentioned in this patent, which you'll remember goes all the way back to 2015. Now let's look at the references to AI in this document about this invention from 2015 about the coronavirus. On page 11, you'll see at the top it says that it can be appreciated other vital signs may be acquired using sensors or manually by entering information. And the sensor would be the one that's included to go along and work with this fitness product called a pulse oximeter. And you would use this sensor to determine the patient's health, wellness or well-being, e.g. whether the patient is suffering from a bacterial and/or viral infection. It should be appreciated that this determination can be made manually or automatically using software, artificial intelligence, etc. in isolation by comparing measured data to at least one value indicative of COVID-19. The second reference to artificial intelligence along with COVID-19 is on page 12 of the patent document, and it says this: as discussed previously above, software or artificial intelligence AI can be used to make a medical diagnosis based on the received information, in other words, from the sensor that they sell you that works with the fitness app. In other words, they'll use the information from the sensor and any other medical documents that that app connects with to determine whether you suffer from a medical condition, e.g. COVID-19. The results provided to the individual, i.e. through AI back into the phone, could be an indication, a positive or negative, or the likelihood of 1 through 10, low, medium or high, of the medical condition. The results could then be provided to the individual through the phone screen or third party to a hospital. In other words, they may notify other people that you have COVID-19. And there's two further references that AI will be used to determine a diagnosis of COVID-19. And part 9 says that what they're going to do is to create some software called machine readable instructions to compare your data to determine the likelihood that you're suffering from COVID-19, and that will be done using AI, artificial intelligence. let's now review the key points. And if you're someone who's intelligent and you can critically think, I think we'll also try to make some inferences about what this information means.